Hello everyone, thanks for watching. I just want to take a few minutes of your time to familiarize you with our agency's push for the 2016 version of Life Insurance Awareness Month. As in the past years, we'll be making an internal contest with incentives for you to participate. You'll be getting contest rules sent to you via email, and I'll go over some of them here in just a minute. But I want to give you some background first on Life Insurance Awareness Month and why it's in our interest to make this push as an agency. Life Insurance Awareness Month is an initiative that's sponsored by several organizations such as LIMRA, Life Happens, and many of the insurance carriers that we deal with. 2016 marks the 13th year that this push has existed, and they put in a great deal of effort to try to get out the word about life insurance and the importance of life insurance. In past years, they've had sponsors such as Boomer Esiason, former NFL player, and Anthony Anderson, who is an actor. And this year, their spokesperson is Danica Patrick, the NASCAR racer. The program really kind of has exploded in the last few years. They get a lot of sponsorship with it. Like I said, they put out a lot of material. There's a lot of stuff out there to try to stress the importance of life insurance. And, you know, the reason for it is pretty important. I think it's pretty important. So if we think of it from a personal insurance level, if you're going to buy a house, you're not going to be able to secure a mortgage unless you can show proof of homeowner's insurance. If you're going to buy a car, you're not going to be able to get that car off the lot without showing proof of auto insurance. Of course, in the last several years, the federal government has made mandates about health insurance as well. But life insurance is still optional. Life insurance does not have any sort of mandate on it by the government or requirements by lenders of that or anything like that in order to make somebody buy it. And so oftentimes what happens is it becomes a situation where somebody might say, yeah, I should look at that. But then they put it off, and they put it off, and they put it off, and after a while, they just never get around to doing it. And by the time they might think about doing it, maybe something's happened. Maybe they've developed something that would make it prohibitively expensive, or maybe, they passed away and they never got the life insurance. So we protect our cars, we protect our homes, we protect our toys, such as our boats and motorcycles and things like that with insurance. Too often we have folks that overlook protecting their lives and their incomes with a life insurance policy. So promoting life insurance is the right thing to do. It's a product that we can offer to our customers that can protect everything that they work for. The reason they get up in the morning, leave the house, and go out for 8, 9, 10 hours a day to do the job. We can protect their incomes. We can protect their families in time of need. Additionally, from an agency standpoint, this strengthens our relationship with the customers. The more lines of business that we're going to have with customers, the longer they end up staying with us. Next, we're going to talk about some of the objections that you might get if you decide to talk about life insurance with our customers. And there's a whole bunch of them that are out there, and they come up all the time. First and foremost, one of the questions that I get a lot is, well, I think life insurance is probably pretty expensive. And that can be true. In given circumstances, life insurance can be expensive based on somebody's personal history. But in reality, 8 out of 10 Americans, according to studies that have been done by different insurance carriers, 8 out of 10 Americans overestimate the true cost of life insurance. It's really going to cost them less than they might think going into the conversation. And the longer you wait, the more expensive it becomes. So taking the time to sit down with us, kind of going through the situation, and figuring out what the options might be, can give a price that oftentimes might actually be in their budget. But they just don't think so. Again, 80% of people overestimate the cost of life insurance. I don't think I can get life insurance. Something happens. I smoke, I have high blood pressure, I have cancer, or I had cancer, I'm overweight, things of this nature. And years ago, a lot of these things did become reasons that it was very prohibitive to get life insurance. But as time has gone on, insurance carriers have really changed their philosophies. One of the advantages to using an agency like ours, an independent agency, is that we can shop around for them. There are carriers who are pretty aggressive with smokeless tobacco, for example. I have some that, as long as the cancer is more than 3 years in remission, they'll write the policy. So some of these things that really precluded people from getting life insurance in the past now aren't that much of an issue. Sometimes I hear people say, well, I don't know how much insurance I would need. That's why we sit down. We talk about it. Every situation is unique. There's no one right answer that works for everybody. And we talk about the different things that would go into it. Not knowing where to start or how much insurance you need shouldn't keep you from starting the conversation and looking at the options with somebody like us. I have it through work. I hear this one all the time. Having it through work is a good thing. But there are a couple of different things that you need to consider when you're looking at having it through work. If you leave employment there, can you keep it with you? Can you take it with you to the next job? Is it something that is really the most economical choice for you? Sometimes there are voluntary products through work that you can buy, but they're priced at a rate that's going to be higher than what somebody could get on the individual market. And I think the number one question I get really more than any other is somebody doesn't really quite understand why they would need life insurance. And there are so many reasons that go into that. Number one, debt protection. Mortgage debt or other types of debt that somebody would be responsible for paying if they were to pass away. That's the number one reason people look at life insurance. But almost as equally important would be to protect your income. If the breadwinner in a family passes away, the family needs a way to have income. It's easy to say, well, my spouse can go get a job or a second job or whatever it might be. Sometimes that takes time. And having a life insurance fund there allows the family to transition from a very comfortable situation where they were to now they've lost an important person in their family, and at least they have the financial means to make it work on their terms rather than being forced into something that might not be the ideal situation. Lots of other reasons to look at life insurance as well. A lot of people say, well, once I get to retirement, I don't need it. That's not necessarily the case. For our higher-end customers that might be subject to estate planning, having a life insurance policy is a way to protect that estate against estate taxes, to make sure that inheritance is there for the heirs. Retirement planning as well. Oftentimes, we come across folks who want to leave something for their children. So they spend their entire life working and putting together all of these different avenues and different accounts with money in them. And then all of a sudden they get to retirement, they're afraid to spend, I want to make sure this is here for my kids. If you put together a good life insurance policy, you don't have to worry about that. You can enjoy your retirement without making sure that you keep those other funds frozen, so to speak. Gives you the way to enjoy retirement the way you were hoping to do it. And there are other reasons there as well. Businesses. Employee benefits was a good one. It's a good incentive for your employees. It's also a good way to protect your business amongst the ownership. You can do a buy-sell agreement. In case one of the owners passes away, it protects the business going forward. All kinds of reasons, and these are just some of them. These are the most common ones that I see on a day-in, day-out basis. Okay, so specifically, we have a contest that we're going to be running, and you'll be getting some additional rules on this on paper, so you'll have that for you. But we're looking for referrals, and referrals must be made between September 1st and October 31st. So September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, but we are going to be looking at it for a 2-month period, kind of really ramp this up as we head into the fourth quarter of the year. Referrals must be made to me, and you must put them through the current referral system where you attach the referral email address on it. There are going to be multiple ways you can cash in on this, and that's what I'm going to go through now. Okay, so what you see on the screen now are the 4 major steps that go into a life insurance sale. We start with the referral. Once a referral is made, I meet with folks, get a quote, get some information to them. If we get to the point where they're interested, we do the application. Application goes into the carriers, and then hopefully it ends up as a sale. And we're going to have ways you can win at different spots along this path. First of all, for each referral that you make, all you got to do is ask the question, find somebody that is looking for some life insurance, refer them to me, I make the call, $20 in your pocket for every one that you do. Straight up, $20. All we have to do is get them into the system. The next piece is the quote. Now, the quote is kind of where I do my thing, and I work with them, like I said, on the phone, in person, work with the different carriers, find out what might be the appropriate type of policy for them, and we review the proposal with them. If your referral ends up taking an application and doing an application with us, you're going to earn 1 point towards our grand prize that I'll get to in a minute for every application. If that application ends up being a sale, you're going to get to earn 2 more points. So for every one that ends up as a sale, you get a total of 3 points. And on top of that, we're going to give the person who made the referral 30% of the revenue that the agency earns towards a sale. The top 3 point earners will get a choice of a free night either at the Harbor Hotel in Watkins Glen or at Green Peak. And one caveat is that you have to have a minimum of 6 points to be eligible for these prizes. So here's an example. Okay, let's say that you came across these folks over the next couple months that you referred. Husband, Joe and Jane Smith. They both say that they're interested in looking at some life insurance. 2 people, 2 referrals, $20 each. Let's say that they both end up purchasing the policy, and the revenue that we earn on Joe's is $600, and the revenue we earn on Jane's is $550, as you can see up here. Okay, so you get 30% of that. Okay, so you take $180, that's 30% of $600, $165, 30% of $550. Add that to the 20 that you got originally from them. Here's the total that you would earn from making those referrals. Plus, since they did an application and a sale, you'd be looking at 3 points apiece. Then along comes Bill Jones. He also purchases a policy. Revenue we earn on his is $1,500, so you get your $20 referral plus the 30%, $450 for a total of $470. So you also referred Sally Anderson in. We're looking at a $20, but let's say for whatever reason she's unable to get a policy, decides not to do it. No additional money for you there, but the $20 up front. Let's say Ed, $20, takes the application, but gets declined for health reasons. Well, you still earn your point for doing the application there. And then you come across a bigger end client, and his life insurance policy is $4,000. $1,200 is 30% of that. It's for a total of $1,220, 3 more points. So you can see here by just making a handful of referrals, in this example, you'd earn over $2,000 for yourself and have 13 points towards the grand prize. Not bad. Not bad at all. So to finish it up here, just to give you a quick little story, last year, Jody Wisniewski referred a couple to me, a younger couple in late 20s. They have 1 kid. And the wife was very much on board with getting the life insurance, but the husband wasn't as convinced. And it took a while. There was a lot of back and forth, and finally, between the wife and me, we got to the point where we did the applications and made the sale. Unfortunately, in February of this year, the husband passed away in a tragic accident. Because of the hard work, because of Jody making the referral, because of the hard work of getting the policies in place, and then on the back end, between Jody and me making sure that the insured got the check, the beneficiary got the check, we did a lot of good there. A lot of good was done for that family. Late 20s, nobody's expecting to lose a parent. Nobody's expecting to lose a spouse, that sort of thing. And we were able to accomplish what we set out to do there. And I got a lot of thanks from the insured. It was a good moment, and it really is one of those times where it proves that what we do is important. And Life Insurance Awareness Month is a good time to ramp up our efforts. So because it's the right thing to do for our clients, and because we're providing these incentives, I really encourage you to take this seriously. Please let us know, let me know, let the marketing team know if you have any questions, and let's go get them. Let's make Life Insurance Awareness Month 2016 a winner for both you and for the agency, and as well as our customers. Thanks.